Hi, welcome to the social space. I'm Eric Crossland, and I think boxing is like a ballet, except there's no music, no choreography, and the dancers hit each other.
Thanks
There
for
you go.
sharing that with us.
Thanks for not just sitting there in silence this time.
Well, I never quite know how to take those.
It's hard for me to read that when the light was
I
on.
know. I just know that Matt Hamilton is behind that. That's all I know.
I didn't know. I knew it would be okay if it was from Matt. Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew Bell. I mentioned the word ballet. How does that make you
Ooh.
feel?
I've got a show this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's Alice in Wonderland. So.
How long this weekend is it run? I mean, so if people are seeing this Sunday night, they probably
Yeah.
missed it. But if they're seeing it
That's
Friday,
true. Yeah.
they can catch you?
Huh?
They can catch you?
Yeah.
In tights?
Yes. No, not
What?
in types.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, come on. That's not real. Is that real ballet? That's not real ballet.
That would have been a deal breaker.
He's got on basketball shorts. If you go catch Andrew if y'all are seeing this on Friday. And over my left shoulder here, Anthony Haley.
Woo.
Oh, no tinkle tinkle this time?
Oh, yeah. Almost forgot.
I was expecting it. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks
to
for
see
being
you.
here. And to my right, from Great Clips, Rachel Henson. How you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing great. Thanks for
Thanks for
having
being
me.
here. Yeah.
Rachel.
Real quick, I have to thank our sponsors, then we're going to start asking you some questions. News Channel 6, that's KAUZ, 10:30 Sunday nights. 10:35, we air there. The audio version, Town Square Media, they have one of their stations, News Talk 1290. You can hear the audio version, 10 o'clock, and then Impact Science at Falls Truck Center. They do rapping of the buses, and they are one of our other
Hey, I have to
premier
tell you-
sponsors.
That's right. When I was shopping this weekend at United Market Street getting ready for Mother's Day, no less than 4 people throughout the journey of Market Street that people would say, gosh, every Sunday night I go to sleep to you. Now, I didn't know whether to take that as a compliment or not.
Yeah.
I watch you and then fall asleep.
Yeah.
I go, do you get through the whole show or do you just get through the
Hey,
beginning?
listen, if they fall asleep, if they need help falling asleep at night,
There
it's
you
probably
go.
during, the soothing.
during-
It's
probably
soothing.
During
Yeah.
Anthony's
my fault.
closing.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
not during my hot jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Great Clips.
So I'm the area manager for Great Clips here in Wichita Falls, and I've been with them for about 5 years. And when I first started, we had 2 locations. Now we're up to 4. So we're just growing all the time.
Yeah, right before I stopped getting haircuts due to male pattern baldness, I used to go to Great Clips.
Well,
And y'all only had 2 then. Yeah.
You can get the beard trimmed.
No, I had to let
definitely do
myself.
options.
Rachel,
And a great
tell us.
shampoo.
Rachel, tell us about y'all's new location.
Our new location, it is behind Olive Garden.
Okay.
And we are having a $6.99 sale there until the 20th. It's their grand opening. They've got a full staff in there. Customers should expect no waits and great haircuts.
Awesome.
Ooh, $6.99 for a haircut.
Man, that's nothing.
That's what you say, load the kids up and let's go. Seriously. Now, I remember when Todd, your boss and owner of Great Clips here, reached out to us. It's been 4 or 5 years ago. It's been fun for us to work with him. That's a great location. It's also right down from Nothing But Case.
Oh, yes.
Which is
Bunt.
important to us women, you know?
Very important. Lots of good.
So tell us about how the journey of working for Great Clips has been.
My favorite thing about working for Great Clips is that Great Clips does the marketing for us. I don't have to go out and try to bring in my clientele. They do things like the $6.99 haircut sale, and they have the app, and they send out all those good $6.99 coupons in the mail.
Yeah.
So they're bringing in the clientele. I don't have to work too hard for it. They bring them in, but our haircuts bring them back.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
That's a
know
good
anything
little
was that
line.
inexpensive anymore. $6.99.
I know.
people get pretty excited.
Especially if you have a lot of kids or you're on a budget, that's really great. Or you have Andrew Bell's hair, you know.
Yeah. How often do you get a haircut, Andrew? How often do you get a haircut?
Every 4 to 5 weeks, something like that.
Pretty average.
Is that recommended in your expert opinion?
About 4 to 5 weeks.
So how many in your lineup of customers? How many men and women, and what kind of services do you specifically offer?
Well, we kind of market to convenience, so we do a lot of the whole family. They'll sign in online, mom, dad, and the kids. They'll bring, grandma. My friend says everyone but the dog can get a haircut at Great Clips, so
Cool.
that's pretty much everybody. We're just reaching for convenience for them.
That's nice that you can sign up online and you know you're going to sit as soon as you come in instead of wait. Now, you guys, do you do haircuts, shampoo, and what was it you told us a while ago? Perms?
We do perms. We're perming a lot of mullets right now.
Oh,
but of course,
heck yeah.
I knew that was going to get a rise out of you.
yeah, we could do perms on, any type of hair, and we offer shampoo styles, haircuts for adults and children, and beard trims as well.
I'm going to bring back the horseshoe mullet. So you just have this part of your hair, and then you mullet it still. So there's not even a party in the front. There's nothing. I mean, business in the front. All party in the back.
Open lot in the front.
Well,
You think
there
I'd look
you
good
go.
like that? Open lot in the front?
But that's a really great price at this new location. So behind Olive Garden, right down from Nothing Bundt Cakes. Now, and you've got 3 other locations. Remind us where those locations are.
We have our Gabriella Square location on Central Freeway in front of the Walmart on Central Freeway.
Okay.
And we have a Dollar Tree Plaza location in front of the Walmart on Greenbrier. We have our Market Street Plaza location, and all those locations will be having a $6.99 sale from the 13th to the 20th of May as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
All 4 locations.
Yeah.
Gosh, you can hit almost any area of town with those 4 locations. Those are great locations.
I think so too.
Yeah. And for people who can't afford somewhere as nice as Olive Garden, it's by Rib Crib as well.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't go that fancy.
I like Rib Crib. I just happen to go to Olive Garden just a little bit. Actually, I go to Nothing But Cakes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's where it is for you.
You
Well, Rachel, thanks for being here. Is there anything at all we didn't cover that you want us to cover?
What are your hours that you're
Yeah.
open?
We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 8, and then on Saturday we're open 9 to 6, and on Sunday we're open 10 to 5.
7 days a week.
Very
There you
convenient.
go.
Go get your hair did.
$6.99.
All right.
Okay.
Well, awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again for being here, Rachel. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We're going to have Courtney Robertson come on here to talk about Discover Sensory. And while we go into the break, usually we just play a little video bumper. We were trying to get someone on as a third guest. They're looking for a blood type match for this lady in
Yes.
town. And I went and got swabbed over the weekend. Emily got swabbed. We can see I keep telling them if I win, I'm gonna give you that blood. I don't give a lot of money, but I'll give you my blood.
Yes.
So we're gonna have the flyer up for that. So if people
Good.
want to know where to
Good.
go check that out, they can. All right, we'll be right back with Courtney. Thanks, Rachel.
Four incredible radio stations. That's who we are. We are Town Square Media, and we bring the best of radio to the North Texas area. Wake up early with News Talk 1290. That's us. How about Kelly Raspberry on 92.9 NIN? Yep, that's us. Bringing you the best of country with 102.3 The Bull. That's us. And rocking it all day long with 106.3 The Buzz. That's us. We are Town Square Media, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the Social Space.
Yeah.
That's
Name
great.
the song or the artist. Jackie, sing part of it?
No, I'm not going to sing it.
Making
Vanessa
my way
Cole.
downtown.
Making my way downtown
yeah.
for sure.
Anthony Ailey, where are you going to be?
It's a long week, so Thursday on 6th Street Winery. I know this airs on Friday. 6th Street Winery on Thursday, Friday, Blue Ostrich for date night, Saturday, the Kemp Center, Sculpture Garden, and then Sunday, Undeclared at the Old Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
You're going to have to stretch your fingers out, buddy.
It's the back. I just need someone to step on it. If you could just step on my back, that'd be great. So
Hey, well, yeah, you need to get you one of those. It'd be fun if you had like an office chair back there.
just lean back.
Well, thanks, Anthony. We love having you still. Jackie, Andrew, I'm Eric, Karsten back there. Y'all can't see him. And now to my right, Courtney Robertson with Discover Sensory. Thanks for being here, Courtney.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So,
having me.
Courtney, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you from here? And a little bit of why you started Discover Sensory.
So I was born and raised here in Wichita Falls. I moved away here and there, but somehow I keep coming back.
Wichita Falls does that.
It
Yeah.
does. It has
Yes,
that
it does.
effect. So I was born and raised here. I'm a mother of 4. I have a 7-year-old, 3, 2, and 1-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
2 of those are what kind of prompted Discover Sensory. 2 of my kiddos are what prompted Discover Sensory. And it was also, I suppose I would say, a God thing. And so it wasn't something that I just wanted to go and do. I am a natural just entrepreneur. I have ran businesses for the past 8 years. However, Discover Sensory was something that God told me, go and do this. And I was like, are you sure I'm hearing that right? But he said, go and do this because there are people and there are individuals who will need something like this in that town. And so I went ahead and I took my mama savings and I plunged it into Discover Sensory, and that has kind of brought us to where we are now.
So speaking
Wow.
of kids, why is Discover Sensory important for children?
It's important for children because we as individuals all have our 5 senses, but there are also 2 more hidden senses that we don't talk about. So that makes up 7 senses in the body. We have the smelling, the seeing, the hearing, the touching, tasting, and then we have 2 more, vestibular and proprioceptive. That's how we perceive the way the world is, like right now how gravity is and how we're able to just walk and it feels normal, but there are some people who walk and it feels like they're at a tilt, they're at a slant. And then also there are individuals who they have the sensory processing disorder to where it makes them perceive those senses, or it makes their brain rather perceive the senses differently. And that affects how they learn, it affects how they go to sleep, it affects how they operate. And it's different for them. And so I have a 3-year-old son, his name is Noah, and he is my true inspiration behind all this because he does have sensory processing disorders. He has not been formally diagnosed with autism, but that's what we are suspecting because he is different than my older kids and different than my older kiddo. And he is different in the fact that sometimes it's just too much. He gets overloaded a lot, and I'm having to step back and teach him differently. I also homeschool, so I have to teach him a lot differently than I teach my 7-year-old. And that's how I kind of discovered that, okay, he's not the same, and that his senses and how he's processing things are I can't do the same things that I did with my other kid. And so this place is important because it'll be that connector for parents to take their kids to when they're not in therapy, to still be able to cater to the sensory needs of their children.
So what happens when a parent comes in with their child and they kind of start a program? Walk us a little bit through what happens inside of your business.
Of course. So we are more of, I would say, hands-off in a sense that people and parents who have, or caretakers and parents who have to take care of kiddos with special needs, they often go to all these therapy appointments, they go to doctor appointments, they're always up in Cooks and Fort Worth. And so you have a lot of hands-on with therapists, but you don't ever have time to just relax and be with your child, just to exist. And so they're able to come in and we let them have the entire space to themselves for a full hour, unless you're wanting to book more. And they're able to just simply play and be themselves. It's a calming environment for the child, but it also allows them to use their senses and to get used to them in a controlled environment. So instead of just taking them out into the park and saying, here's some sand, and they're like, having to experience other kids playing with sand, and there's noises and there's wind blowing, then they can't really experience their senses in a controlled environment. Versus Discover Sensory, you can bring them in and say, here is sand, this is the texture that it feels like, and there are no other factors leaning into that, and they can see that it is safe, that it is fun in that environment.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That
And
is-
we're going to play some video of your place just to, so people can see what it looks like. But it's really, really neat in there. I was
Yeah.
telling Courtney that I watched one of the news stations. So how did you come up with all the little areas and all the little different things for them to do there?
So I lived in Nebraska for a couple years, and in Nebraska they had sensory rooms within the elementary school that regular people could book. It wasn't just only people with special needs. It wasn't just for people who attended the school. And Nebraska winters are harsh. That's why I'm back here. I could not take the snow. But I saw so much of how they were structuring their sensory room there, and so I took some of those elements and went digging and researching. And then I also took elements that I have been using in homeschool that helps me and my kiddo and how he learns a lot more. And I have implemented that and all that and designed it into the sensory space.
So
that's really
remind
cool.
us, tell us, where is this studio? Kind of give us a little bit of feedback so parents know how to get a hold of you. So where are you located?
We're currently located inside of Big Blue. However, we have a new location that will be ready by June 1st, and that is on 8th Street. So right up the street, still downtown, but it's on 8th Street, and it's a much bigger building that will be able to facilitate field trips and daycare visits and bigger spaces, and then, of course, lead to parties. So if parents want to have a birthday party but still have the calming room for their child, they'll be able to do that. That way they don't have to feel so secluded when they're raising a child with special needs.
That's just
awesome.
amazing. Now, do you have a Facebook page?
We do. Our Facebook is Discover Sensory, as well as our Instagram account.
That's awesome.
Okay. Oh, so how do people, I mean, we got on the board here, do you offer memberships, summer specials? Is there something going on?
Yes, so we have memberships, and they are starting at $50, and they go up. It's for the month, so you can start at $50, and then you can go up to $150 and then up to $175, and that just gives you a certain amount of hours that you can use throughout the entire month. That way, if you're a frequent flyer, you can come and go as you please. And then we also are going to have some upcoming things happening this summer. One of our values and our missions here at Discover Sensory is to cultivate a community that we're able to actually teach the parents and teach caretakers how to work with their child. And so I know sometimes you take your kid to therapy and you see what the therapist is doing, but you don't actually grasp hold of it, or you're so stressed out by appointment after appointment. A lot of times kids with special needs also have vision problems. They also have hearing problems, and so they're pretty much booked up that week with appointments, and you don't get to actually process and hone in on those things. And so this summer we'll be offering lots of different Mommy and Me classes, caretaker classes that they'll be able to come in and take and help your child be hands-on with their sensory play.
Do you reach out to the area schools so that they're aware that, your program exists, just to let the school systems know?
I haven't yet.
Send them the link from this show.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful. It's on one of my things to do, definitely, is to reach out to the schools and then the daycares and kind of go from
Absolutely.
there. That way that they know that we exist.
Well, Courtney, we're the #1 local show Sunday nights at 10:30, so now everyone knows. The whole
So
town knows.
helpful, so helpful.
I also want to go back to something you said right at the front, because I was just doing some math in my head, which means you've been starting businesses since you were 18?
Yes.
What was like your first business?
Photography. So I've been doing that. I currently own a rental studio, so I just rent it out. So Discover Sensory has taken up my full time trying to get that off and go. But yeah, photography, and then I also was a makeup artist for a few years.
Oh, you still know how to do that? We've needed one a couple of times.
Yes, so yeah, makeup artistry, photography, and then ultimately leading to learning or selling homeschool binders and just different things for parents to teach their own children. And so now I'm here doing
Awesome.
Discover
That is
Sensory.
great.
Well, that's great, and what a great thing you've started for us here in Wichita Falls. Brought from all the way down from Nebraska, from the cold winters, and now we have one here.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
amen.
well, Courtney, if there's anything else at all you want to get out before we take our break?
Not that I can
got
think
it.
of. I would just love to have you and your children, even if you're a caretaker or a teacher, and you're wanting to just see what sensory play is about and how it can help in your classroom, we would love to have you come to Discover Sensory.
That's awesome.
Your mom ought to do that on that camp she does for your girls every year. Camp Bell or whatever it is.
Honey camp.
Honey camp. She should bring them down there. For part of honey camp. And I want a new bracelet this year.
Yeah,
Honey
okay.
camp. Okay.
Done.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, Courtney, and also thank you to Rachel that was here earlier. We're going to do something in the third segment. That'll be a surprise. We'll be right back. Thanks for being here, Courtney.
We don't like 102-degree weather, but we're climbing the ladder. We don't prefer hanging out in the crawl space, but we're down there chasing the lead. And we don't like when your AC has problems, but we like to fix them. Just remember, when you need us, we're there. James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
Jeep Freedom Days means exploration, and the popular 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee is yours with $500 Conquest bonus cash. Now, the Make the Switch event with Ram gets you a 2022 Ram 1500 Classic truck that comes with a $2,000 total cash allowance, plus us Texas residents get an additional $1,250 Chrysler Capital bonus cash, a tough Ram truck, or a Jeep Grand Cherokee. From 4 Stars Auto Ranch, make the switch.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
My whole life has been as a part of agriculture, and FFA has had a huge part of that. Just being able to give back to the kids and see how their futures are laid out before them and the opportunities that they have is huge, and FFA is a huge part of that.
The FFA has definitely made a huge impact on my life. I mean, I was a completely different person before I joined. In 8th grade, I was really shy, I wasn't very confident, and I just didn't really know what I was capable of.
Your star
I've gotten to travel all across the state of Texas, meet a ton of new people that have now become my friends.
It really has changed my life. I've become a better person. I'm a better leader.
It's really what has helped me decide my career path, where I want to go to college. The FFA has just always been a place where I can just be myself and feel at home.
Being able to give back to an organization that has given so much to so many is actually giving to the future of agriculture, to the future of our country, to the future of the world.
So being able to give, whether that is time or money, is extremely important because I see students with needs every day.
The FFA wouldn't exist without people wanting to give. It's what we do. People give to us, which allows us to give back to people.
I have a twin sister, so it's going to be kind of difficult for us to both go to college financially on my parents, and so the scholarships that the FFA has provided me is just so great, and I'm so thankful for that because I know it's just going to get me to be able to get my education so that I can pursue the career that I want to.
We're often asked, what do you get out of it? You know, how does it work and when do you see a return? And my favorite answer is, we don't look. I think the best way to put it is because it doesn't take long after your exposure to the administrators and the ambassadors and the students that it's much, much more important that you know you're doing the right thing than it is to say, can we measure what our return was on it?
You see the stars shine brighter. You see the color.
When people give to us, it allows us to use our outlet and our position to better the lives of kids, better the lives of others in our community, and just make this world we live in a better place.
When people give to the FFA, they don't know what impact it will have on the students or the advisors. It helps my self-confidence. It just eases the financial burden in the future.
When you're in the middle of the state convention and you see all of these students and where they've come from and what is going on and think about what their potential future is, you can't help but just know you are doing the right thing.
You'll see the stars shine brighter. You'll see the colors that burst into life. You'll find the strength at the end of the fight. Just hold on, keep that flame burning bright.